I am muted. Like a pro. Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining our Monday stream. Today, it's just me, Amma, and my super shiny forehead. Well, I might figure out this lighting situation one of these days, but it's not today. Hi, Quirky. Nice of you to join me here. I hope, yeah, and I saw Nido in the chat as well earlier. Let me know if the we stand a shiny forehead. Great, that's good to hear. Let me know if the music or anything else is being annoyingly loud or anything. I had a little bit of some slight issues with the music earlier, but here we are now. Ooh, spicy curry. Oh, I love that that emote. That's great. Oh, do you know, by the way, I know that Nido knows, but the new Jurassic Park video game is coming out in a couple of days, and I'm so exciting. Yes, I am exciting, but I'm also just excited because it should be a super fun game where you build a Jurassic Park and manage all the dinosaurs and do all kinds of cool stuff. I've loved the previous games, and I'm very, very excited about the next iteration of it. That's not the topic at hand today, but if you're excited about it, let me know. I know with Nido we've been kind of gushing over it a little bit here and there every day for a week now at least. And today's topic is making an escape room. And I would like to know if you have ever participated, been to an escape game, an escape room. And if you have, type exclamation mark, vote yes. If you haven't, then type exclamation mark, vote no in chat, and yeah, then we'll know where we stand with this situation. Oh, tomorrow, see Dino Park. Yes, yeah, it is close. It's getting close. But yeah, just to know how knowledgeable you are of escape games, if people in chat have actually gone to escape rooms, we're going to make one today. Well, actually, I don't have any materials to do the physical props, but in reality, you don't really need much. A couple of locks, some boxes, and does out of orbit count? Well, yeah, I mean, it's close. It's not quite, but not really an escape room, but it's adjacent. It's got some tasks that you need to do that aren't quite puzzles, and then there are a couple that are puzzles. Gonna go with no. Okay. Hey, that's great. Then, well, what I was kind of hoping to do today was to make some plans for a very simple escape room that I could maybe run during our Christmas party, company Christmas party. I was thinking about that because Jessica has been nice enough to just decide to organize a Christmas party because we didn't really have a proper one last year due to COVID, you know. But now this year we can actually do it, and it would be really fun to have some, I don't know, a little bit of extra something fun. And because I figured, why not? Let's do an escape room thing. We could do that at our new office, which would be great. And whatever we come up with today, feel free to use however you please. It's just, you know, get inspired, make your own, whatever you want. It's kind of up to you guys. a little bit of background while everybody votes. Let us know. Have you been to an escape room or no? If you have, type in exclamation mark vote yes. If you haven't, exclamation mark vote no. I used to be an escape room game master, so I ran a bunch of games for a couple of years here in Helsinki. And I guess I'm also technically one of the few people in the world. Hey, Karo. Hi. Hello, chat. Hi. Hi. Nice that you joined us. Yeah, so I'm one of the few people who've actually taken a university master's level course in escape rooms. I don't know if they actually exist anywhere else, but we did it while I was at university. So, I don't know. I guess I have to say I'm an expert. Well, maybe not an expert. There are many people who have played many more games than I have, but I've run many of, like, I've seen people play escape games a lot, and that kind of helps as well. Nido, what do you say? I've been in a couple of escape rooms and one pretty intense, almost escape room-ish horror tour a couple of weeks back. Yeah, Nido was with us when we went to the horror haunted house thing that we talked about with Jessica a couple of weeks ago as well. And I actually remember running an escape room for Nido for a special party a couple of years back. And that was fun. It was a zombie themed thing. I don't remember much of it, but I made a kind of a gelatinous brain where you had to extract some ooze from it, and I don't remember, some green goo. It was super fun. My mom was helping me, and we were laughing a lot about the weird stuff that you make when you just create a weird brain for some reason. But yeah. Escape rooms. Let's talk about escape rooms. Let's actually see what people have said. Let me close the poll for now. Oh, complete. There we go. Seems like most of you have been to an escape room, but not everyone. So let's talk a little bit about what escape rooms are and what they maybe aspire to be. Well, let's just talk about what they are first. Escape rooms basically are, well, the name's on the tin. It is you go into a room and your task is to escape that room. And escaping that room happens by solving puzzles in a physical space where you have different props that can be used as tools, often not physical tools, not screwdrivers or hammers or stuff like that, but more like keys and locks and hints that help you solve puzzles. And they oftentimes have some sort of theme. So it might be loose or it might be pretty specific. It can be, as I said, the one that I made for Nido was a zombie apocalypse themed escape game where they had to rummage through weird remains of someone who tried to create a anti-zombie vaccine or something like that. I can't remember the details. But often it has some sort of theme that kind of loosely or more specifically kind of ties everything together and gives an aesthetic to the whole thing, so that you can create scenography and props that all fit together and feel like they are part of the same world. And what you kind of wish for when you create an escape room is that the progression of puzzles that you create that ultimately lead to the final key or final thing, whatever it is, that opens the room door and lets the people escape, that you create this sort of flow state where people are super immersed into what they're doing into the action, and that they're challenged, like, they're challenged in a sense, and that they get kind of they get these great aha moments, and they also get these this feeling of accomplishment when they solve stuff and so on. And I don't know about you guys who've been to escape rooms, what your favorite thing is about them. I would like to hear, but I personally love. So there's usually a time limit, like there's a clock, often 1 hour. You have 1 hour to escape the game, which creates this momentum and pressure for people to kind of solve things and move forward in the game. And some people do. Hello, Sophie's World of Games is here as well. Kind of just hanging out for a little bit. Oh, Jonas, hi. I love the well-made theme in escape rooms. I hate number combination locks. Yeah, we're gonna talk about locks today as well. Yeah, I agree that the theme is, if it's an interesting theme and nicely made room and the ambience is good, then it can be really great. What up? I'm here, at least in chat. Yeah, here you are. I think you're kind of listening in with one ear, or looking with one eye at least. But the theme is super important to kind of make the experience feel different from our normal world. You could also make an escape room that doesn't specifically have a theme, and there are these types of escape game puzzle boxes and things like that where it doesn't really have any sort of world building around it. It's just like solve these things, and it's not as great because, I mean, it can be super fun. The task of solving puzzles is also fun, but it's not the same as going into a room that looks like, I don't know, a mad scientist's lair, or I don't know, what else? I don't know. I can't come up with any other example than mad scientist's lair. Ah, that's funny. Always checking the sinks and drains. I like a good story and the clue hunt, math problems, and blech. Yeah. So people have been mentioning locks quite a lot, and number combinations, and we're going to be looking at those as kind of the starter version when you create an escape game, because they are pretty cheap. You don't need any high tech, and they're really good at they're a really good way to pace the game, so that people have to stop and actually physically manipulate something in order to get forward. But I agree that math problems might not be the greatest thing, but they usually are a part of escape games. And one of the reasons is that numbers are really easy to. There are so many ways you can present numbers, visually, audibly. You can hide them anywhere. You can make different types of riddles and stuff that lead you to a number combination, and so on and so forth. And locks are, they're cheap and they're easy. You don't need any high-tech solutions to just make a fun thing, where you have to kind of figure out a number combination. But yeah, so I would say if we talk about locks and keys as kind of the basis for for an escape game, you have ultimately the one big lock, which is the exit door that is locked, and you need to find the key for it. And usually there are multiple locks and locked things. that need to be opened with keys. And even if I'm talking about locks and keys, we could also be kind of talking instead about obstacles and tools. Because, as I said, it's not always an actual physical lock, and it's not necessarily always an actual physical key. It can be other stuff, but for our purposes today, let's talk about locks and keys. So it's kind of maybe easier to follow what they can be, for example. If there are 1 or 2 number tasks, that's fine, especially if they are separated from each other clearly. Example, other uses Roman numerals and the other regular Arabic. If the room is only full of math problems after another, that sucks the fun out completely. Yeah, that's also one of the kind of bases for when you design a good escape game. You have to take into consideration that some people love the math games. I'm not good at maths, but simple kind of math tasks and math puzzles can be super fun. But some people don't like them at all. Some people have like real trouble with numbers in general. Other people enjoy other things. They want physical puzzles where you have to, let's say, do a physical task. You have to use a fishing rod to get a key out of somewhere, or some sort of tool combination. You have to fit things together. Some people like riddles. Some other people like finding, like the exploration part. So it's really good to have a little bit of everything. Because if you're running a game for your friends, you don't necessarily know who likes what before you run the game. And if you want to run games professionally for client groups, then you definitely don't know who's going to like what, and there's going to be so many different types of people that you need to kind of consider a little bit of everything. And in that case, it's particularly important to understand some of the more like, for example, some physical tasks might not be something that every person can manage. If you're not tall enough, or if you're too big, or if you, I don't know, can't reach, or if you, whatever it can be, or if you're colorblind, for example, certain tasks don't work for you. And that's good to kind of keep in mind when you design stuff. That's why you need 1 from each class to complete this dungeon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why you have a group. And that's also one of the most fun things about escape games, in my opinion, that you're not doing it alone, but you're doing it together. I've had some pretty crazy experiences with going to play escape games with other escape room runners. And because we're kind of tuned to see what might be a puzzle, and we're very quick to solve things often, and not necessarily great at communicating. It can be super chaotic, but it's also super fun. But yeah, another thing that is good to kind of remember is how to make things make sense to the players. So one of my pet peeves for escape games and puzzle design in general is if you're designing something that is supposed to be... Okay, let's take a couple of steps back. Different types of puzzles, there's of course a challenge rating depending on what type of puzzle you've created. And this often has to do with leaps in logic, or how many leaps do you have to take to get from point A to point B, and understanding the kind of how things work. And really, really hard puzzles don't make things super obvious to people. And easy puzzles make things super obvious to people. And when you design escape games, it's good to kind of keep in mind that you need to at least have something going for the players. So I like to think of it as you either need to have a lock showing or a key showing, or kind of visible to the players so that they know their options and where to go, because they can be working on things and struggling, but they should always have a goal in mind, where to go, which direction, what needs to happen next, and so forth. Because otherwise they will just be standing around and not necessarily just being confused, and confusion is not fun. So if we take an example of, imagine you step into a room, it's an escape room, and in that room there's nothing, seemingly nothing. There's just a white wall on the other side of the room, and yeah, you don't see anything on that wall. But what would you do if you would walk into that type of an escape room where there's just a white wall? Any ideas? There are no correct answers. There's no secret to this. It's just, let's just as a thought experiment, what would you do? Try pushing the wall. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that examine it. Yeah. I would also blacklight. Yeah, if you would find a blacklight or a light switch or something. You would start kind of figuring things out. If you know you're in an escape room, you know that there is supposed to be something here. But it's made super hard for you to actually understand, what am I supposed to do with this wall? So if you walk up to the wall and start looking at it, you might find something. You might find a crack that might kind of indicate that there is a door, or maybe you find the light switch and you turn off the lights, and then you can see some writing on the wall or something like that. Or then you can push it, and then it reveals that, oh, it's not just a wall, it's a door. But instead, if you walk into a similar room with a white wall, and then there's a keypad on the knock it. Oh yeah, that would be cool. How many? Who knocks back? That would be great. I love that idea. But if there's a keypad on the wall, it's just a white wall but a keypad. Then you have more tools available to you to understand that, okay, there's a keypad. I understand the function of a keypad. I might not necessarily know what it does in this case, but I see keys on it. I know I can interact with the keys. Maybe I need a code for it. Okay, so here we can kind of see the difference in just the white wall, seemingly nothing there, might be hard to solve. And it might be hard to know where to start. But if there's a keypad, even if you don't know what it leads to, if there's a crack in the wall, if the wall will open, or if it will reveal something else, but you know that you need to do something with the keypad. And that's kind of a very big difference or when we talk about momentum and flow, which is the kind of the great state that you want your players to get into. Oh man, I love the idea of a knocking puzzle where you just knock on the wall and then you get something. Or maybe you knock on a, what's it called? Like a heating element or something where you can kind of heat, or air vents or something like that. But let's actually look at some stuff. I've made some stuff. Not that much, but I have made some stuff. Oh, yes, and remember, if you want to see our Out of Orbit Alone teaser, it's in the chat. Check it out afterwards. Let me see if I can bring up my awesome drawing. Here we go. Look, this is an escape room. It definitely is. I don't know why I have two of these. There we go. Isn't it great looking escape game? So, where do we start when we start designing an escape game? Well, first of all, of course, we need a theme. So let's actually go back one step. Or maybe 2. Let's come up with a fun theme for our escape game. I have some options, or if you just want to, no, let's go with the options because we need to be somewhat realistic because we're actually gonna do this. So I am starting a poll. What theme should our escape room have? Because we do space stuff, should we do a space themed escape room, or should we do like a more traditional murder mystery escape game? You can vote by typing exclamation point or exclamation mark vote space or vote murder mystery. You can see it on the screen. Hey, I knew which way to point. So talented. Praise me for pointing in the right direction. Do we want to keep the space poop theme? Oh yeah. Space plumbers. How about that? Yeah, Sophie's World of Games, you don't know, but I kind of promised that we might actually run this game in our company Christmas party, at the company Christmas party. So, be careful. Be careful what you choose. So, yeah, before we get into actual stuff... Oh, Sirian, hello. You're not into the space poop theme, are you? Yeah, you can vote if you want a murder mystery theme or a space theme. So exclamation point vote space and then a space or murder mystery. Type it in chat and press enter, and that will help us. Please someone vote. Or are these are just stupid ideas? If you have better ideas, then just throw them out in the chat and well, forget about these ones. But the reason why we were talking about the theme earlier, but themes aren't just important for the participants. It's poop, sure, yeah. Oh, fun times. Yeah, the theme is also important for the designer because it does help you come up with puzzles and props and stuff like that. And often when you're creating a space room, no, an escape room, that might be a space room as well. But if you're creating a space, goddamn, an escape room. Speaking is hard. If you're creating an escape room, you might just go to secondhand stores and to, I don't know, just go through stuff that you can find there. And if you find interesting items, you might just be inspired by those and create puzzles out of them. So that's kind of a thing that people often do. And that's where the theme is also important, that you know kind of what you want to do, what's the aesthetic, maybe you don't want a grandfather clock in a, I don't know, a space-themed game, or maybe you do, I don't know. The only toilet is clogged. You need to find the plunger and fix the toilet ASAP. Time is running out, and you're running out of fresh underpants. Yeah, Nido is bringing the poop back again. That's a great idea. Yeah, for sure. It's winning for now, so unless someone wants a murder mystery, then it's gonna be a poop space game. One idea that people who have been playing Out of Orbit, they have been bringing to the table is, you know, you need to have the broken coffee machine in the spaceship, and yeah, then every other task will be forgotten, and everybody will just focus on fixing the coffee maker. So that's another option for a theme. Our space crew will just be trying to fix the toilet and the coffee maker. All right. Poll is still up. Space is winning for now. Still time to vote. Exclamation point vote space or exclamation point vote murder mystery. There we go. Okay. While that's going on, let's actually go ahead and look again at this thing that I made. So here, this fun little document, we're gonna kind of make the outline of our escape game. What we need and how it works. And as you can see here, we have the end of the game. We have the final task, which is to escape the room. And then we have something that's called hard final puzzle. And I like to start a design process like this from the end, because that will then inform everything else. And we know that we want the people to escape the room or to open the final box with, I don't know, the treasure chest or whatever it is. And why it looks like this is that we have a final lock, and it's great if this is something that is visible since the beginning. If you have, like, let's say a big, I don't know how big, like this big, but like a big padlock that is very visible, or then on the door, like a very ornate keyhole or something like that, something that is very specific looking, it helps the players kind of remember it at the end, because even if it's an escape room, an escape game where you're supposed to escape the room, it's amazing how many people forget about it while they're kind of in the middle of things. So it's great to make it super obvious. Hey, thank you for following, Hianna79. Welcome to the party, to the space party. Awesome of you to be here. Yeah, but it kind of it does help people remember what you're supposed to do. Yeah, just give me a second. I have a little bit of an issue here. Yeah, the audio, the sound bot is a bit annoying, but doing weird things. Okay. I'm just turning it off for now. Okay, yes, so when you know about like what the final thing is, it kind of reminds you when you finally find the final key that, hey, yes, this is now the moment that we waited for, and we want to actually get out. And we can get out. And the hard final puzzle is what it says on the tin. It's a hard final puzzle, something that everything else that you've been doing has kind of, all the tools that you've gathered, all the information that you've found has kind of brought you to this point, because this is basically how you get the key to victory. And the reason why we don't want this to actually be just, you know, just let's forget about the lock and the hard final puzzle just opens the door, is because people might actually not necessarily accidentally solve the hard final puzzle, but they might actually kind of be so focused on what they're doing that they don't expect the door to open. And then we rob them of that feeling of, oh my god, we actually solved it. And it's just like, oh, we solved it. And that's not great. So that's why we want to, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Can I get the things back? Yes. That's why we want the key, the final key, to be kind of the last thing after the hard puzzle, so that there's an easy task after the hard final puzzle. And if we now start thinking about what this could be like in practice, then let's say for our example thing, let's use the thing that we we all hate, which is a four-digit combination lock. So we have a 4-digit combination that needs to be found out in order to open this hard final puzzle box that hides the key inside it. What should our combination be? Give me 4 numbers and let's put it in here. Just, participate. Give me numbers. And I'll tell which one I like. No, I'll just use one. Any 4-digit combination should be good. Well, that's not quite correct, but 3. Okay, there are many numbers. So 3, 6. Oh, okay. Combination. Oh God, so many. No, not 0, 0, 0 is the greatest combination. The default code. Okay, yeah. Okay, so out of these, I think 7, 8, 5, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 7, 8, 5, 2 actually works. There are certain numbers that we don't necessarily want to have in certain spots. For example, having the last digit be a 0, for example, could be it could kind of make it a bit annoying, or even 1 or 9, because of how combination locks work, is that when you're entering the codes, you might accidentally turn the other kind of tumblers or the things, so that you accidentally end up opening the lock and not even knowing what you did. So if it's a 0, then usually by default you kind of as a GM, when you reset the room, you set the code to 0, 0, 0, 0, so that they kind of start from a clean slate when they go in and start turning. So 0 might not be a fun number for the last digit, at least. Okay, so we have our 4-digit combination, which is 7, 8, 5, 2. And what we then want is we want those digits to be found in, whoops, this is high tech, I tell you. 4, no, not 4, 8, that's a number. Look at how uneven, well, nicely uneven these boxes are. Let's put them into these boxes. So all of these blue boxes are, let's say, physical boxes in this case. And I'm gonna also put locks on them. Put a lock on this one. Let's make it another color so that we don't confuse which key goes where. And then we can make this, let's make it blue. Let's make that one that color. And then, oh God, that's not, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, there we go. Nope. There we go. There we go, maybe. Okay. And what color should this be? Which one did I jump over? Okay, let's make it green. So we have these boxes that are locked that all contain a number. And now a question for the class. Why might this be a really, really stupid idea? There are many reasons. Maybe it's because we don't like number tasks, but like specifically, why is it silly to just have the numbers in these boxes? Let's say painted on the bottom or on so when you unlock the box, you just find a number there. It might be silly for a number of reasons, but I'm looking for one in particular. If you have an idea, let me know. If you don't, then you can just shrug. I won't be able to see it, but you know, I'll try to imagine it. But there's a very specific reason why this is not a great way to, especially for this hard final puzzle. It might be super silly to do. And also remember to vote for your choice of theme. So you can vote for our escape room to have a space theme by !vote space, or murder mystery by typing !vote murder mystery and sending it into our chat. So I'm going to give you the answer because you're being shy and not actually letting us talk it through. So I'm just gonna tell you. So one of the reasons why it might be a dumb idea to just have the numbers there as they are is because if you really want the final hard puzzle to be the final hard puzzle where you gather all your information and then you're able to solve the final hard puzzle, you might end up in a situation where you have opened 3 of the boxes and then you just try. What's the 4th? You just, as a player, you just test, and then you get the final number by accident. So that makes it a little bit silly. So instead, what we want to do is to have something in the box that will kind of lead to this this answer. Not necessarily lead to the number, but lead to the correct code. So in a very kind of simplistic way, we could think about just a jigsaw puzzle where you find 4 different pieces, or let's say even you find 3 pieces here and 5 pieces here and 3 pieces here, 2 pieces here, and then a UV flashlight torch. Then you put them together and shine a light on the puzzle, and that's when you get the code. So that you actually need everything, or that you have like the UV torch here, and then you have one battery for it here and another battery for it here, and then you have the puzzle pieces here, or something like that, which makes it impossible for you to skip the whole process. And we want this, of course, specifically because we've designed the game to have a certain amount of steps, and we don't want people to just get lucky and just try. I've had players who just decided to crack the locks, and let's just say that it's not fun for the people who they're playing with. I don't really, as a GM, I can just be like, oh well, okay, you did that, fine. Now all of the clues, everything that you find in the room will be just super confusing to you and to the rest of your team. So good luck with that. So we want to make sure that they actually kind of manage to not skip anything necessarily. Okay, so now if we think about these, does this make sense, by the way? I'm just I hope it does. You feel free to ask questions as well if I'm talking at you too fast, or just like saying nonsensical things. Yeah, okay. We do have here our 4 boxes and our final box. And what we need to do now is to figure out how we want all of these boxes to open. We don't necessarily... Let's see if we can actually figure out a puzzle that would work for this, or if this is going to be a little bit more abstract. But how I would maybe go about this is try to think about steps. So because we have 4 boxes, each of them, to open each of them, will take a different amount of steps. So let's say if we have a nice little key for this orange lock. And it's just a key that you can simply find in the room. It's in the underneath the doormat or in the flower pot or whatever. Then we could say, okay, this is like a one-step situation where you find a key, step one, well, maybe two-step because opening the lock, but I would say like a one-step thing where you find a key and that's it. But if we want to make it more interesting for the players, then of course we don't make it that simple. We create more steps for them to take in order for them to, let's make them work for it. So we can, for example, think that this orange lock is a 3-digit combination. More combination locks, yay, everybody loves that. And we can maybe have them strewn around in the room, different places under the doormat, and this is, I don't know, inside a boot, and this is somewhere else in the drawer in a desk or something. And then we still kind of have, this is very heavily focused on exploration. So you explore the room and you find all the resources there. And that can be completely fine for a puzzle. But we might also want to make it a little trickier for the players still. We want some things to be easy, but let's start with the harder ones. So let's actually put these in these boxes. Woohoo! So when you open the blue, the purple, and the green box, you will not only get part of the solution for the hard final puzzle, but you'll also get part of the solution for this orange box. Does it make sense? I hope it does. And again, the key is just a term that I'm using here. It's not, yes, good, it makes sense. Awesome. Key is just something like a term that I'm using here. It's not necessarily just a key, but it's part of the solution, part of the way in which you open the lock or get over the obstacle. And so now we kind of have theoretically an idea about, okay, so this final box will have the final final part of the puzzle to actually get to the exit key. And to open the orange box, you need to open all the other boxes to get these pieces of the puzzle to open the orange box. Okay, great, awesome. Then we can actually think about this as kind of a progression of difficulty. So this is the hardest one, which takes the most time and is impossible to do unless you've solved everything else. And this one is equally kind of one of these teaser locks, let's say, that you have a box that just stays locked for a pretty long time, and people kind of come back to it and try different things, but they're able to open it only once they've solved everything else. So in progression, hardest one, second this is the next one, and then the easiest one would be the green one. So if we think about, well, let's actually think about what the green one could be. This could actually be one of those things where you have a key. Okay, let me shout it. There we go. That you have a key that is pretty simple to get to. That it's kind of one of those things that you don't need to work very hard for, and it's something that kind of kickstarts the whole thing. So let's say this is it could be just a physical lock that you find or a key that you find, but it might be better to just make it a little bit of a simpler puzzle. let's again go with a key or a number combination lock for this. And maybe this is like you find a diary of the person who was murdered in this murder mystery, and you find, let's say, for example, certain dates that are highlighted or something like that, and this box is it's located in the same drawer or on the same shelf as this, or close to it or something. It has some sort of connection to this diary, so that you kind of visibly understand that these two are connected. Because as Nido said earlier, it might be super annoying to try and understand which code goes where if you have like many number combination locks that need codes in. So you just end up like going and trying all of them, and that's not necessarily fun. So having some sort of indicator what kind of which things are paired, which things go together, and so on. So this, let's just keep this pretty simple. We have a thing that is found in the room that has some sort of riddle or some sort of, I don't know, it's some sort of solution to opening this thing. And once they manage to open this thing, they get the part of the key, and they get part of this key as well. And they might not yet know what to do with them. Not yet. They might be like, oh, wait, okay, so I have these things. What am I going to do with them? And that's a very good thing to have in the beginning of the game, where there's, it might be a little bit overwhelming. They don't really understand what they're supposed to do and how things fit together. But once they open the second box, they start understanding, hey, these are kind of paired together, and they need to, hey, Vera, fire, yeah. That these things go together, and they actually are part of some sort of solution to opening other things. So, and piece by piece, you kind of understand more and more. Yeah. Okay, so we have our purple lock then. What do we want to do with that? How many steps? So I think because we have like one of these, you have one little puzzle, you get to open the lock. Maybe this should have two steps to it. So maybe it's you need to find two things, get two pieces of information. You need something. Something that is inside of something else. Okay, so let's do it like this. Again, super abstract, and these can be whatever, but if you want to go with very kind of make it very simple for yourself, then just think about the light blue ones as physical boxes and what's inside of those boxes. But they can be anything. Again, this could be, I don't know, a painting with a I don't know, something else. And often with these puzzles, so with puzzles, of course, what makes them puzzles is the fact that they are, there's only one way to solve them, and there's only one result. So when you solve it, you kind of get the next piece for the next puzzle. And in this case, combining the correct things will lead to the correct answer. So, of course, yeah, brute forcing is, it might happen, and you might have that guy who just decides to crack the lock, but then they're not really playing the game. Okay, so we have a box with the key inside it, but I think this might not necessarily be enough. Maybe we want to have two pieces of this key, where we have one that is outside of the box, something that can be found. Don't be that guy. Yeah, exactly. Don't be that guy. Don't ruin the fun for your friends. Yeah. The Leroy Jenkins of the group. 2 pieces to solving this thing. So again, it could be it could be a what would be a good idea? I don't have any good ideas left in my brain. It could be, let's say we have 2 images, two things anyway that you need to combine in order to get this this lock open, or this thing open. So it can, for example, be that it's just 2 pieces of a tool that you kind of combine, and then you have 2 pieces of a what could it be? Magnet, a fishing rod, a something like that, and then you put them together, and then you get this box out, and then you get the stuff that it's over. Yeah, I think you put over a picture to see another picture or something. Yeah, exactly. So it could be like a plastic film, a colored plastic film. So when you put it, you can kind of see text in certain color or something like that. So for example, stuff like that. And what we can do here, whoa, that's horrible. There we go. What we can also do here is start thinking about, okay, we have this next one. And because we have, maybe I'll move this somewhere else so it's not in the way. There we go. Maybe we want to make this, again, a tad harder. So here we have the 1-step thing. You find the diary where there's an entry, and you find certain numbers that are highlighted, and then you open this lock, and voila, that's it. In this case, you need to both open this box, or gain access to this thing and find this thing, and then combine them in order to get this lock open. So that's already like 2-3 steps that you need to do. So here, if we want to make even more steps, we will put one of the pieces of the key maybe in this box. It might not always be a good idea to kind of put everything inside somewhere, but just to kind of make this, oh my god, this box needs to be bigger. Come on, Google Draw, you can do it. I can do it as well. There we go. But just to kind of show you how the progression can work. Yeah. So now we have 2 things that you can find in here. I have a question when you have the time. I have time now. I will take a sip of water and remind everyone to follow the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for being here, listening to me ramble about escape games. I've made some escape games. I made one for my parents for Christmas. That was super fun, just to kind of make opening a present more interesting. Okay, let's see. The question is it possible or viable to put in cool little Easter eggs like this same teddy bear drawing appears everywhere in a kind of Find Waldo way, and it could unlock something extra, or is it too distracting? So it does make sense, and this is kind of similar, I guess, to some escape games like to use red herrings. I'm not a super big fan of it myself, but I think it's like a question of taste. But I don't like it personally because when a person steps into an escape room, you can be the smartest person on earth, but you still get kind of you're walking with blinds in a sense that you're so hyper focused that you miss things, and it's a real thing. You get kind of blinded by it, or you don't realize stuff that might seem obvious afterwards. And especially for a person who runs an escape game, it might be super frustrating depending on who you are and how much it gets to you, how tired you are, and so on, that you see things that are super obvious that others don't. Oh, but if it would somehow give the player something extra, even an extra clue or something. Yeah, I guess that could be a thing. I know of games where you can kind of solve extra puzzles, do extra things to get extra time on the clock. But this is, yeah, I think definitely something extra. That could work. If we would do something like, if I would do something like that, I would like to kind of make it very clear that what is extra and what isn't. So if they, for example, know in advance that find the same teddy bear drawing, that would give them more time or an extra clue or something like that. Yeah, they would need to kind of know about it in beforehand, because otherwise they might get sidetracked and start focusing, like hyper focusing on something that won't necessarily lead them to a solution, but just lead them to something extra. Yeah, but I don't think it's a dumb idea at all. Yeah, I know I would as well. I would be like, these teddy bears, they make so much sense. They must be the most important thing in this whole thing. Um, but definitely I've seen cases where people kind of have this solve this puzzle to get more time. But I think that works best if you aren't running a commercial game, or if you kind of know, you have to design it very specifically so you know that you're not running into kind of bookings overlapping and stuff like that. Ines, let's just solve this thing. What about them teddies, though? Yeah, exactly. Them teddies. Oh, you made me say it. You made me say it. You got me there. Yeah. Oh man. Where were we? Them teddies. Put that in the quotes. All them teddies. Okay, so we have a blue key part of a solution in this box. Oh yay, we have another one for murder mystery. Yeah, you can still keep voting if you care. Okay, so we have another piece. This one needs to have a couple of things. So okay, so in this, for this purple lock, we have a box. This one needs to be probably opened somehow, gained somehow, and then this one is more easily accessible. So we have like 1 step to get this, 2 steps to get this, and then 3 steps to compensate. To connect them. And for this, we could go make it even more complicated. Why not the occult? I want an occult themed escape room space cultists. Maybe, yeah. Not a bad idea. You weren't here when I started the poll. Maybe I could, yeah. But it's completely okay to also just throw out other ideas. So the occult, sure. Space cultists, sure. Why not? Okay, so how would we make this even more complex? We would probably have 3 parts to opening this, 3 things that need to be opened, or then just yeah, maybe we'll do that. I think the voting, you need to type exclamation point vote and then space and then murder mystery. There we go. I think that should do it. Let's see. Is this doing it? Being a bit silly. Let me see how if it works. I written it wrong. Looks like we have a murder most foul on our hands. Yeah, seems like it. For some reason, it doesn't actually register the murder mystery votes. Have I written it? Have I made a spelling error? Murder mystery. I can't. eyes. Well, I do know that three people have voted for murder mystery, and one for face. Hmm. Let me see. That should be it. Reason it's not doing the thing. Well, let's not hyper focus on that one. I do remember the votes though. Okay, getting back to making this more complicated. Let's make more boxes because why not? Again, box might not be. Well, this box just ate the other box. Let's send it backwards. Yep. There we go. Okay, so now we have the same situation for this one. Nope, we don't. This is more complex. This one is in a box of its own. So it has like 3 parts that need to be found. So it's kind of similarly hard as this one, but the reason why this one is kind of the last one is because all these other puzzles need to be figured out before we can get to the content of this one. And if you're running the game more than once, or if you're or when you're setting up the game, it's really, 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 really important to make sure that you don't make a mistake where you, for example, by accident mix up where things go, and instead of kind of having this part of the key here, you put it there in the wrong box, and then this is locked forever and stuff is ruined. Like that's how it gets ruined. Here we go. Okay, so here we now have 3 parts that kind of make up the solution for this. Awesome. Hey, we have a blueprint for our escape game. Isn't that beautiful? Now we just need to figure out what are all these things actually. And because our poll is apparently... Oh, now it works. Okay, I'm gonna close the poll because it decided to start working for some reason. And we have had 42 minutes time to actually decide on this. So, murder mystery was the most voted option of the poll with 80% of the votes. So we have a murder most foul on our hands, as Quirky said. So what has happened here? Let's talk about the theme for a little bit. Let me just hide this. Hide this thing for a little bit. And let's talk about the theme. So we have a murder mystery, and a bunch of tasks or votes that need to... Not votes, puzzles that need to be solved. So we need to figure out what's kind of the premise for this, and Quirky has an idea already. Countess von Pumpernickel has been killed in a room locked from the inside. Dun dun dun. Okay. Classic. Yes, a room locked from the inside. Who was it? So what I think we need to figure out first might be what's the role of the players here? Because if we have a murder mystery, they need to... Oh no, the Pumpernickelis. They want to figure out probably something about the murder, or maybe they kind of just find out that someone has died. Or maybe is it like an old murder, or is it like they're rummaging through their things? It didn't happen like yesterday, but it happened like 100 years ago, or and there are some weird I don't know, weird legends. Old mystery. Yeah, let's go with old mystery. I think that sounds fun as well. Their descendants. Yes. Okay, so the people are all descendants of this this person from the old times who passed away, and what? There's a family secret, or there's a great big I don't know, prize or something. Prize, what's it called? Like an inheritance. Yeah, her inheritance treasure was never found or something. Yep, I think that's a pretty good kind of starting point for this. And if you can find the solution to this, maybe we can put in a little bit of a twist where others before you have been here trying to solve this, but I don't know. They have never been seen since, or something like that. This is also where you can kind of play with the game master role, where when you introduce the theme to the players, you can make them a little bit suspicious of the fact that, you know, maybe this person who's maybe seeing over the estate or something brings you into this place where you can explore. Maybe they might be behind this whole thing or something. Who knows? But okay, yes, I like this. It's a pretty good kind of basic starting point for our game. So what ends up happening then is you get in and then you get locked in, right? And instead of just trying to find the inheritance, you can or the inheritance treasure that has never been found, you actually just try to figure out how to get away and not get murdered by this person who might have murdered the your relative as well. Oh yeah, Streamlabs is reminding us of reaching, or that we have follower goals. So please give us a follow if you would like, and support us and our future not so super secret projects, but also the future's secret projects. Okay, so now we know kind of what. Oh no, the stupid old locks all jammed up and no peanut butter inside. Okay, I love that. All right, so maybe I should actually pull up a. Well, no, let's just use this one. And I will make some notes. Let's move these things a little bit. So this is kind of our blueprint, and then we can make some notes. Come on, let's make notes. There we go. So items that could be used or that could exist in the room. Better not have the crusts also. Let's not even go there. What would be fun items in this type of a room or environment? Okay, I'm just gonna write down something. So old clothes. Why didn't that work previously? Come on. There we go. Old clothes. Riding trophies. Riding trophies. Yeah, there we go. I can type. A vanity desk. Yeah. Old books. Diary. Yeah. They've been murder weapon. Photo album. Yeah, old photos. Super cool. I like that. What else? Gramophone. Is that how you... Did I write it correctly? Letters. Yep. A, B, and C. I'm so funny. A hunting trophy or a giant moose head. Clues hidden in mouth. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Moose head. There we go. Google doesn't like this. Moose head? Okay, let's go with that. Music box. Yep. Paintings. Okay, so I see. Okay, so old, what are they called? Suitcases. Something clearly missing from its place. Yeah. Yeah, so we're like a stained wall where you used to have something hanging on it. Yeah. Broken glass. Broken mirror. Mirrors are fun. You can actually, well, not for necessarily like low budget ones, but you can actually make some pretty cool tricks with like these one-way mirrors where you can see through the mirror and see stuff behind it and things like that. Dried flowers. Yeah. Okay, I think we have a bunch of things that we can kind of start working on. Monogrammed handkerchief. Oh yes. That's not her initials, but someone else with wrong initials. There we go. What did I write? There's a D missing. There we go. Needs a sink, drain, or a toilet. Something always needs to be fished out. Yeah. Yeah. What would it be? Old aquarium. Old fish bowl or something. Or parrot's cage. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay, let's start with this one. So let's start with the simple one. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but we can start kind of getting some. Oh yeah, old newspapers. Yeah. There we go. Start with the simple one. So here we have this one thing. This is like a box that contains something. Yeah, I think this parrot cage thing is pretty fun. You kind of let's think about it. So you need a tool to get to the parrot cage and kind of grab a thing from there. So would it be how many steps do we have for that? We could actually, it could be this one. So you have two. It could be like a walking cane is a little bit too thick maybe. But something, what would be like some sort of long tool that you could take apart, that you could then kind of just fish the key out from. So this could basically be opened by whatever you find in the. No, actually it would be this one, right? It would be like this, actually. Ta-da! What is it called? A poker? A poker? Oh! Yeah, fire poker, right? Fireplace. Yeah, but maybe it can be like a fun one that you can take apart. I don't know. But that could kind of be. So here we have like the parrot cage. Here we have the two pieces that you can use in order to fish out the thing. Or then Or then it can just be that let's say this is the parrot cage. And instead of... Oh god, things are doing weird things again. Come on. Okay, and then we do this instead. Where we... Come on. Okay, that was an arrow. Like this. So we have the fire poker, and we have... Well, okay, fire... Maybe it's actually you have to get something from the fireplace. So there's a kind of a... the grid thing. What's it called? That you have in front of the fire. And then you can use a fire poker to kind of get... Or like a... like a... I don't know what it's called. Like a spade that you kind of just take the ashes out with. And you can grab whatever is needed. Seems like it would be like part of a letter or something that was partially burnt. Like one part would be... I don't know why it's hidden somewhere. And the other one is in the fireplace. And then you can get it out with this thing that you find somewhere. Okay? I don't know where I'm supposed to write this down. Let's just remember it. Let me actually name this fireplace. And maybe this... Go lower. Maybe this would be... letter. And this is also letter. There we go. Okay. And this is fire poker. Or something like that. Okie doke. So, okay, we have a part of a letter, a burnt letter, or maybe not even part of a burnt letter, but part of a letter in something else. And there's also some other stuff in there. So what would this be? Laundry basket. Laundry basket. That wouldn't be necessarily locked, but yeah, maybe in a laundry basket, in a pocket of something you could find part of that letter, or then it could be, I don't know, something like that. And then we have the other item that we don't know what it is, but that could also be hiding in there. Or what else would it be? Or then it can be in between some books, like inside a book, or maybe it's a fake book. You actually have to kind of open and you find stuff in there. I don't know. Let's get back to that one. What are other thing seems super fun here that we want to include? We have old clothes, writing trophies, a vanity desk, old books, diary, murder weapon, photo album. Photo album. I like the photo album. Several torn up photos to be pieced together are always a good one. Yeah. Okay, so if you have a photo album, or you have photos that are torn to pieces, and then you can put them back together. Maybe there's, I don't know if there's like information on the back, or something like that. Or is it too similar to the letter? Maybe this could also be like the actually maybe these are the photos. So maybe this could be the photo album. This is the photo album. Nope, this is the photo album. Album? There we go. We have a photo in there, or photos, probably multiple. But maybe one particular. Maybe it's, I don't know. I went to wedding photo immediately, but maybe it's something else. Maybe it's the. I don't know. Well, we'll decide the other details later. But what would this be? So in a photo album, what else could you find? Monogrammed handkerchief with wrong initials. Something clearly missing from its place. Maybe that's actually kind of combined with this one. Yeah, a missing photo, so you can kind of see it, or then it's, yeah. Fishbowl or parrot cage. That's not in a photo album. Maybe it's in, like, more of a, like, a bookshelf. And we have the photo album, or just a frame or something. Maybe it can be that. What else can be in a photo album? A gramophone. A gramophone. Yeah, the parrot cage. That it is definitely a cool one. With the newspaper on the bottom. Yeah. I'm so invested. Fish bowls could also be fun. Yeah. Or terrarium. Yeah, I thought about the terrarium. Yeah, photo of a parrot in the parrot cage. Yeah, that's actually a good way also to kind of let the players know what's relevant. I mean, photo albums usually have names too. Yeah, that's also true. If you have a photo of a parrot in a parrot cage and this parrot cage is empty, parrot's ashes somewhere maybe? I don't know. That's a little weird, but this is a murder mystery after all. Maybe it's the mystery of how Holly got murdered. There could be two people who have the initials from the handkerchief, one of whom could be the murderer even. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a good idea. But if we think about like what could we do with this one? So we have kind of a two-parter here, or if we want to think about this one, that's also okay. Maybe, yeah, parrot cage. Do I want to, like, parrot cage and some stuff? Do we want the parrot cage to... You have to rein us in here. You're the room expert. Yeah, but I mean, the fun thing about escape rooms is that you can basically do anything. Or at least in the stage where you just talk about ideas, you can you have to kind of entertain all the options because yeah, otherwise you won't get any fun innovations. But I was wondering, maybe if this would be actually a parrot cage where we would have on the bottom newspaper with some information, or newspaper with some information, or something hidden under the newspaper, and it would actually be locked and you just have to find a key for it. That could be a pretty fun one, because then you can kind of I like things in escape rooms as well where you can you have things that you can see, that there's something super visible, not just a lock, but it can be something that needs to be that is kind of, it's teasing you by existing behind the glass or inside a cage, and then, well, like this photo in the fireplace, that you can kind of see it there but you can't get it, and because then it gives you the forward momentum, it gives you the kind of the motivation to to keep going and to trying to get to it, basically. But are they too? Well, yeah, maybe actually let's just go with this is the parrot cage. Where do I type that? Okay, let me do it like this. Parrot cage. Parrot. There we go. Parrot cage, and then there's stuff in there, and this is just like a physical key that you can find somewhere. Like a fun little ornate key for a little lock. And what do we have here then? We get back to this again. That is the question. Music box. Notes. Well, maybe something musical. Would it be helpful to reverse engineer the story as well? That could help decide what kind of stuff might be relevant. Yes, definitely. But there's like I think in escape games, often the puzzles end up, or everything kind of feeds into everything. So you can do it. In some cases, you come up with, like we did here, like, okay, we have items that are just fun that we would like to use, and then you can have a story that kind of drives the whole thing, like what happened and how do we make it obvious in this world. But you can kind of do it either way you want, and maybe if we want to get to, well, yeah, I mean. Yeah, I'm seriously asking because I only have the LARP writer's perspective, so it's really cool to know how an escape room differs in this way. Yeah, okay. So one thing that I think is good to mention here about differences between escape games and LARPs, for example, is that for the same reason that people get a little stupid when they go into an escape room, is the same reason why they forget most of the narrative when they go into the room. Because it's the situation is you have the time pressure, you have tasks, and then you kind of focus on those things really heavily, and the narrative side is usually very thin. And you might have a story, let's say in a murder mystery or something like that, where you have this intricately woven story about what happened, but it usually people focus very like a lot on just the tasks. It's always a fun thing when you hear someone remembering a thing that was mentioned in the pre-briefing or something like that, like, hey, I found a thing where they say stuff like this. And of course, all of these different aspects should inform each other. So the story should definitely be informing what's in the room and how you interact with it. But in my experience, people tend to kind of forget about the the story. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but it's kind of, I don't want to say that you shouldn't do story-heavy escape games. I just think maybe the pacing, you need to think about the pacing and meeting the expectations of the players as well. Like how do you manage the expectations that the players have, and so on. But I do think definitely thinking about what happened would make sense. We can do that. We can maybe, I think we might just do that. Think about the story a little bit, and might call it a day after that. Well, that didn't want to become a thing. So, what do we know? Plot twist, it was the parrot. The parrot killed, yeah. Isn't it in... The parrot actually... maybe it's a talking parrot and it saw the murder happen, so it had to be killed. Because it you know, it's a speaking parrot, so it could say the name of the killer. I think I saw this in another video game once. But it's a pretty fun little detail, like why Polly died. Polly had to die because, you know, the butler killed this person. So murder. We have a murder. But I think something like that could work, where we have the kind of the butler or the housekeeper or whoever this person is, that the game master who is kind of behind all of this. I don't know how they've survived all of these years. Maybe they are a descendant of this this person who got murdered. Maybe it's kind of a family thing where they're part of the family that has sworn to keep all the secrets of their forefathers, and you're trying to figure out what actually happened. And then they just kind of, anyone who comes to visit and comes to try to figure out what happened to their ancestor, they have to kill them as well. Something like that. I don't know. Loose idea. Do we actually have dashes there? Was murdered. There we go. To the Countess was actually a shut-in, and her food was poisoned by someone who delivered the food through the service elevator. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, for sure. I think that works beautifully. Another thing here, I think these details are great, because then you could have like this little a plate with kind of speckles of poison or something on them still there. Why they wouldn't have cleaned them out is beyond me, but let's not talk about those details. But that would be fun, like environmental storytelling, but it might not necessarily kind of lead to, like, the difference. Again, this is an escape room and not a murder mystery, but this is a murder mystery themed space room, escape room. So you might not actually figure out what happened because your main goal is to survive yourself. But you could definitely add some fun little twists where, let's say, the butler or the housekeeper, the GM character, could actually just shut the door, lock the door, and let them know that, like, we can't let you out because you will, you know, you'll ruin everything for us, and then we'll kind of spill the beans in the beginning, so everybody knows in the beginning what the story is, and then they kind of focus more not on figuring out who is the murderer, because they already know that, but how to survive this situation. Maybe that's a good idea. So their focus is kind of, or their attention is directed to the correct thing. Yes, you're now allowed to search their old apartment to find their lost will or something like that. Yeah, I mean, totally a cool idea. Yeah, probably something like that. Because I also feel like it's always sad if you have a cool story and then players just don't, because they don't have the capacity to actually focus on that. Maybe we'll just make it a cool thing, like a cool intro thing, where you set the stage by telling the story Yeah. And you also find out what happened to all the others who had come investigating before you. Yep, exactly. They were locked in there as well and killed somehow. Exactly, yeah. Plot twist, the parrot is really an elder god that demands a sacrifice once in a while. And the butler locked you in because you are the next sacrifice. That's why you need to hurry. Oh my god. Oh, I love the... yeah. Oh no, not another hidden Cthulhu game. Yeah, exactly. One of those things. Demon parrot. Or, sorry, elder god parrot. Uh... You in and tells you that you have to die or die like all you the people who came for you because what happened must stay secret. Keep it secret, keep it safe. There we go. And then your was poisoned by their butler. Yeah, there we go. Here we have the story. So probably the butler has just been living in the mansion or apartment or whatever. Ever since. Maybe they're immortal as well. Okie doke. Yeah, here we have a story. Super detailed and great and everything. But I mean, so this is just kind of the idea of the process. And then once you start figuring these things out, like what you want to do is start testing the little pieces as soon as possible. So how, for example, okay, you have a parrot cage. I have to go, but I will so 100% watch the rest of this later. Thank you so much for the stream. Hey, thank you for being here, and we're wrapping up. I don't think there's much use going more into detail, but I think this, like, as I said, use this as a blueprint if you want to, and try to figure out how you would like to put together your own escape game. And you can take away pieces if you want to, and add pieces if you want to, and test how they would work with like early paper prototypes, and just, you know, random boxes that you can find, and like play locks and whatever, and it'll be great. Really awesome stuff. That flowchart is super helpful. That's good. Great. Yeah, I feel like visualizing things makes stuff easier as well, and kind of understanding where to put things. But thanks for being here, Quirky. It was great. And maybe I'll make this into something playable for the Christmas party. But I won't tell you the details because that would be silly. But yeah, so this is the process. Feel free to use it as you will, and create your own games. And for example, make opening Christmas presents a little bit more fun. Put them in locked boxes, and use stuff that you know you have around the house to make the process even more fun than it usually is. Works especially well with adult groups who maybe, you know, giving super, like, a lot of presents isn't a big thing. I did, as I said, with my parents, for just like a wine bottle that I brought them, and I put it into a box that had a lock on it, that was inside a box that had a lock on it, that was in a box that had a lock on it, and there was a, like, some sort of super simple instructions, or not instructions, but hints about what needed to happen. And it was super fun. So I highly recommend it. And yeah, the parrot is Elder God parrot makes us laugh still. But yeah, I think we will end it there because, as I said, no need to go into more detail. I will maybe, I don't think I will actually put this anywhere, but you'll find it in the VOD. And the VODs are actually available on YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel. So you can find this VOD and all the previous VODs there. And check out our Out of Orbit Alone teaser as well on the YouTube channel. Pretty great. Let's go ahead and have a wonderful night, everybody. I don't know if we have... Great. Really. All of our friends are offline this time. But one day we'll be able to raid someone. Yes, thank you for hanging out with me. No chicken cam today either. Maybe on Wednesday. I have some chicken cam material, but didn't have time to put it in. Tomorrow is Dino Day. Yes, okay. So see you sometime after I'm finished with my Jurassic Park creating it. But yeah, have a wonderful evening, everybody, and see you on Wednesday at 7 again, and then it's gonna be me and Jessica playing some fun games. All right, see you around.